everyone. You've come back to the Speakers Bureau and St. Lucie County Public Schools Speakers Bureau. And as many of you know, and some of you are yet learning, the Speakers Bureau is about bringing on guests that are residents of our community, that work in our community, that live in our community. And we bring them on. They have been successful in life, and success can be measured in different ways. Mainly is that they have been able to be successful in their personal life or have been a true input and to our improvement to our community. And so, and it's to motivate, it's to encourage, it's to inspire young people as well as our community residents to be all that you can be, that no matter what comes your way, you can overcome. And so today we have with us a very special person. Her name is Miss Jennifer Richardson, and she is currently our new school board member. And so we've asked her to come on the program and to be our guest so we can get to know a little bit more about Miss Jennifer Richardson. Hi, Miss Jennifer.
Hello, Dr. Mills. Thank you for having me.
And we are excited to have you on the program as well. I got an opportunity to talk with you a little bit previously, and so I know that you have a very encouraging story that you can give us today, and that our audience can be blessed by your life and be encouraged by your life. So, Miss Jennifer, we're going to start out. I guess I will ask the question that everyone wants to know. What caused you to run for the school board, St. Lucie County School Board? What motivated you to do this?
What motivated me? Okay, so being a mom.
Okay.
Being a mom, having children, and wanting to make a difference. Yeah.
Wow. Being a mom and having children and wanting to make a difference led you here. And today you are one of our 5 school board members. Miss Jennifer, we always ask our guests about their life stories. So can you share with us, before we go into anything that you're doing today, what was it like for you to grow up? What was your childhood memories? What are your childhood memories?
Childhood memories. So I am the eldest of 5.
Okay.
And so that meant that I was in charge a lot. My mom is a single mom. So when she went to work or when she wasn't there, then I was in charge. And so my memories as a child growing up is just taking care of my siblings, and pretty much that's it. Going to school, going to church, taking care of them. That was a full-time job for me.
And where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yes, so that's where I grew up. I spent 19 years in Jamaica.
Okay.
So that's it.
Interesting, because our previous guest lived in Jamaica for a while, and he was the youngest of 5.
Wow.
So you're the oldest of 5. And I mean, he just really talked about the culture in Jamaica and the poverty that he grew up in. How was life for you? You said single mom. So how was your economical level there as a family?
Well, I wouldn't say that we were economically challenged because we had lots of aunts and uncles. And in Jamaica, it took a village to raise a child or children. So there was always support there. So, and because, Jamaica is more like an agricultural country, we never were hungry. I mean, you just go outside and get something from, the outside.
From the garden.
From the garden, yes, So we were never poor. At least I didn't think I was poor.
You didn't think
I
it.
had no idea. My mom said we were, but I had no idea we were because there was always
Strong
food.
family support.
Yes, and yeah.
My husband mentions how they grew up, and they grew up in extreme poverty. But he said too, he didn't know it was poor because he had such a strong. He had 11 siblings, father and mother in the home, and a lot of love, and it does make a difference.
Yes.
Yeah. So, did you have any challenges? How was your education back then? Did you, as a teenager, did you go through any type of challenges? I mean, we all do, but anything that you might come to mind.
You know what? Again, the things that we went through, for me anyway, I wouldn't consider them challenges. It's just a way of life. So, and you just accept it just the way it is. We in Jamaica, we had, as much as I'd like to say challenges, we had helpers, we had, nannies, we had, even though mom was a single mom, we still were privileged to have those things at our disposal. So I wouldn't say that and growing up, in my teenage years, did the same, go to church, go to school, go to work, and, so it was just the way it was.
Yes. Okay. You did one of the things that you said already that encourages people, I'm sure, is that you had a lot of support. You had a lot of people around you that cared about you. And what I always use to respond with that for our audience and for our young people is that if they have anyone that's around them that are supportive of them, that are, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of people, but the more people you have, the stronger you become in that area in life, because you have people that really care about you. But for those who do not have that, they may have a grandmother.
Yes.
They may have a father, single parent, or a single parent mother like your mom was and our guest before you, but that really cares, really loves them, really wants to see the best for them, and how important it is for that individual person to take that and build their life on it, rather than take it for granted or, just say, well, you're just this or you're that, but really understand that supportive person or people, it might be a teacher or a single parent or even a grandparent or an auntie or even a foster parent. If you found someone that cared, use it, because it can really make you successful later on in life. So, Miss Jennifer, what do you feel the most proud of in life? What are accomplishments or something that has happened in your life that you really feel good about?
My greatest accomplishment is being a mom. That is my greatest accomplishment. I was just talking to my daughter the other day, and, we decided, she and I, that I was born to be a mom. I was born to be a mom. And because, again, I'm going to go back to growing up in Jamaica. So my mom never, one thing up with her is that she stressed education. That was a must. Again, we went to, the best schools that she could afford. And so she stressed education. So for me, being a mom, that is something that I did stress with my children. Education was not an option, and Daddy would always say, the sky's the limit. It took me a long time to realize that he actually did know what he was talking about, and the sky is the limit. So even though I didn't believe him then, because in Jamaica there is, you reach a place where you just can't even go necessarily any higher, because that, but when we came here to America, when I realized there is so much more, and I tell my children, I speak life into them, I tell them what they can do. No, I never ever tell them what they can't do. I encourage them in all of their endeavors, regardless of what it is. My mom says, if you're going to be a garbologist, be the best garbologist. Make sure you get all that trash off of the ground.
Get all that garbage,
So we do it with excellence. So going back to being a mom, being the best mom, I was going to do it with excellence.
Yes.
I learned from my childhood, what my mom did or that I didn't like. And I said, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go here, so I didn't perpetrate the same lifestyles onto my children. Yeah. And one of the things as a parent, is that Daddy always said, do it because I said so. It's not because I do it. But as a child, you're going to do what you see them do, not necessarily what they say, And
so you're talking about the importance of being the best parent that you can be, and how important that is for our children. And that's why I often say that we're not just speaking to our students, which is extremely important with the Speakers Bureau, but we're also have the opportunity to talk to parents that's out in the community and help them, even if they're a single parent, understand that when you are the best parent you can be, you make a tremendous difference in your child's life. And one of the things that I pull out of speakers is keys to success. So one of the keys, even the speaker before you mentioned that. He said one of the keys was having a very supportive parent. One parent that raised all of them, just the mother in the home, but how important that was. And that is what you're saying today.
And what we say, communication, how we say it, I with my children and with any child, I'm fierce about not telling a child that you're bad. That's not a word in my vocabulary. When I'm speaking to somebody, something is bad, but a person is never naughty, disobedient. But let's change the words, and let's tell our children, yes, you are naughty. And I tell this to my children, there is nothing you can do that would make me not love you. I will always love you. I just don't like the things that you do. Period.
Yes.
And so we have these conversations, and I say it until they get it, because I want them to be the best, not just my kids, but children, to be the best themselves,
Yes.
And whatever it takes. And I think it starts with words, with our words, what we say to them,
and
how we empower them.
Words and our own actions. That's what you're saying. Not just say, do it because I say do it. Do it because this is the right thing to do. And you see that I'm doing the right thing.
Exactly. Lead by example. Lead, because there's nothing. I'm telling my children, because I learned from my daddy that I'm okay. My son would say to me, he said, Mom, if I told him to do something, he would do it. But one day he said to me, Mom, because I told him to stand. He says, I might be standing on the outside, but I'm sitting on the inside. He heard that from somewhere. And I'm thinking, boy, but it dawned on me that even though we are doing it, and myself, I'm doing it but I'm really not doing it because my inside, I'm sitting, I'm not standing. So I think that if we communication and just leading by example and just doing what we want them to do, makes a big difference.
You mentioned also having many people around in your home, as well as having a strong parental presence as well. And I was thinking about my own situation this morning with my grandkid. I usually take care of my grandkids on Thursday and Friday. And the parents told them that I couldn't take care of them today. And so I have one of my grandkids that's very investigative. And he's just a successful person already. He keeps his grades up. He's very responsible, that type of thing. And he's in the 4th grade. And he says to me, my parents, and wrote me a little text this morning, my parents told me that we were not coming to your house today. I want to know why.
Oh.
I want to know what you are doing today that we cannot come over.
Okay.
And so you made me think about that because he had that extension, having the grandparent in his life, not just his parents, because they told him basically, you know, and he has wonderful parents.
Yes.
But they just basically said, you're not going to Nana's house today.
And he wanted to know why.
He wanted to know, get more information. So he knows that when he talks to Nana, she's going to give him the information.
Exactly.
Right? Because I believe to talk to them like they can understand what's going on. So you make me think about the importance of having extended family when you say you had so many people around, aunties, uncles, and they all were looking out for you. No one was there to do harm, but they were all there to look out and to encourage the family unit. And I've heard that so much about in other countries. That's how things really are. And I think when you have a form of not having as much, like you said, you get to a certain point in Jamaica and you feel like this is as far as you can go, or it would be very hard to go further. And the guest before you, as I said, lived in Jamaica for a while. And he said that's how he felt the same way, but education was still extremely important.
Yes, ma'am.
And so he went and he was educated. And when the time came, he was able to get a scholarship. And it just propelled him into becoming a medical doctor. But during the time of growing up, you feel that way. You feel like you're only going to go but so high because of how the country, the whole environment is there. Unless you've come to America or some other country that's prospering more.
Let me clarify that. There are places that you can go and
get higher education
and grow. Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Sure.
In Jamaica, the education is nothing but the best. Our teachers in Jamaica, you had to do well. You know, Miss Chang was my math teacher, and I like math. You know, but Miss Chang was not going to stop until you got the answer.
Very high expectations.
Exactly. You know, and she walked around with a ruler. And I'm telling you, she used that ruler.
We're going back some days
you know
in another country
You know
too.
what I'm saying? she used it. But you know, for us growing up, we knew that it was nothing but love. You know, she cared. You know, and she would hit the desk and no, that's wrong, but it was nothing but love. And to this day, I can do math in my head. You know, I don't need pencil and paper necessarily. Don't ask me no math question. But it's just something that she kept on until we learned it, you know. So
okay, so is that the teacher that you would say made the most impact on you?
Yes.
Yeah. Strange, because I know I remember a teacher, remember a couple of my teachers, and I remember this one who used to carry not a ruler, but he would roll his newspaper up, and he would pop you on the hand if you misbehaved. And he just give you one good pop. But the boys, I noticed, and this was a 5th grade teacher, his name was Mr. Dionado. That's how much I remember. And I'm telling you, I don't remember any other teachers' names. He's the only teacher I remember. The man cared so much for his class. And so that pop was not a pop of abuse. We knew this man really loved us. It was just a form back then of how teachers were allowed to discipline. And one day I received a pop, and my pop was so light, because the girls he would do it real lightly too, but the boys he'd give them a real good one pop, you know. But that one pop on my hand made me realize I don't want to ever disappoint Mr. Dionado again, because I know this man cares and he loves us. And so, that's funny that we go back then, because if we don't do that no more, teachers can't be done today, can't be done.
There is a teacher, my daughter went to Manatee, and principal actually, Mrs. Peterson. And Mrs. Peterson is the first person that I saw. And Mrs. Peterson, these kids would be just all over the place, and she would just walk up to them real quietly, and she would whisper in their ears.
Well, great.
This is Manatee Elementary back then when Bethany, it doesn't really matter what grade it was, and she would whisper. I don't know what it is. Those kids would straighten up and fly right. And I thought to myself, wow, what an awesome principal. never rose. Never. I don't even know that
Was
I
this
know.
a principal or a teacher? It was
She was
a
a principal.
Okay.
I don't even know what her voice, I don't think, sounds like, because it was always quiet, and she would just, and the respect that she got, whatever it is, and I would say, Bethany, what did she whisper? Mommy, she said, I don't know.
Well,
And I would
we have
always
some incredible teachers in this district, even now, because Bethany she's old, she's an adult now.
Yes,
But I mean, we have some incredible teachers.
absolutely.
And that is what it's all about. It's when it comes to in the classroom, they are emotionally connected with that child. They are academically has that child's attention, and they do their best. And children respond to it. I have one tutor I'm thinking of now that comes to the after school program, and it's a virtual tutoring one-on-one. But she is a retired teacher here in St. Lucie County, and she comes faithfully. She wants to come to the site and use our computers when she does her tutoring. And she was a math teacher, 6th grade math teacher. The way those kids' face light up on that, while she's tutoring them, she uses all type of poems and songs and all type of ways that she could connect with them to teach them math and to help them remember certain rules of math and so forth. And their faces just light up that 1 hour that she's working with them.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing to have gifted people, because there's one thing to be able to learn, it's another thing to be able to teach.
Yes.
And we do have many of our teachers are gifted teachers, and we're so proud of what they do in the classroom. So you mentioned the one teacher that made an impact on you. Can you remember one of the most defining moments in your life growing up? And
Not necessarily defining moments in my life growing up, but I can say, again, I'll always go back to the defining moment. Well, one of them was just becoming a mom. That changed me. It just changed me, just becoming a mom. The other one I would say would be when I graduated from college. I'm a late bloomer. I decided that if I'm going to do anything, my mom says anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I was not going to divide my time between being a mom and working or whatever. I just concentrated on being a mom for the most part. And so I went back to college, and my daughter and I actually graduated. We walked across the stage together.
Oh my gosh, that's definitely a defining moment.
Yes, she went before me and I went behind her. I mean, right after each other. We graduated from Indian River State College with our associates the same day.
Wow.
That was awesome. I think I was like, what?
So what did you major in? Did you continue? You continued it at Indian River, because now we have the extension. When I went, it was only AA degree, and that's where I got my AA.
Yes.
Then I had to go to FAU to go ahead and get my bachelor's. But now we have a college, community college, where anyone can go right at home and get their degree. And I did the same thing. I was basically a late bloomer too. When my daughter graduated with her bachelor's degree, I graduated with mine the same time. And we encouraged each other, but she really encouraged me to go back and finish my education. And that's what I did, and then just moved on from there.
Yeah.
Amazing what we can do when we put our mind to it and we're ready. It's the right time, we are ready for it, and we're determined to get the job done, because once I started, it was like, there's no way my daughter's gonna graduate and I don't graduate. I have to make sure I do my part and graduate as well. Okay, how do you spend your free time? And now I don't want to hear about being a mom. Oh, that's not your free time.
I really don't have a lot of free time. And when I do, I would read, I do research, or I go bicycle riding now. We're going as a family, so we do,
great.
we're doing stuff as a family, because one thing I realize is that relationships is very important.
Yes, it
So
is.
we just build our relationships.
It is. Do you have a favorite type of music and a
Of
book? A
course.
book you want to mention?
Of course, I like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I can go on and on. Beyonce, you know, I like Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
And my favorite book is, you know, any book that's going to inspire me to just be the best Jennifer.
Yes.
So anything that is very motivational, I would read it, and the words have to be yo big.
Well, you know, this month is Music Month.
Yes.
Right? So we've got people doing different things every day, I think from 12 to 1 on the 3rd floor somewhere. I haven't been there yet, but they have talent within the district. And so you mentioned someone. It was so funny because I won't say who it is, but someone I know that's here working in the district, their favorite artist is Elvis Presley.
Really?
And it's just so funny how you get to know people, you know, when they share these type of things. So, Miss Jennifer, we just have a couple of minutes left. And I have a couple of more questions I wanted to ask you. One of them is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I've always wanted to go to Greece. Why? I have no idea, but I have always just wanted to go to Greece.
Must have been something you saw as a child somewhere.
Yes.
Something happened in your psychic, for sure. Okay, well, mine is Africa. And I hope to get there one day, but right now it's just a little bit too expensive. Well, right now it's COVID, so we're not going anywhere now. But I've always said, oh, it's too expensive. But you know what I've learned in life? You can't take it with you. And so if you have extra, go ahead and enjoy life. Don't look at the expense. Just go ahead, if you have it.
Do it.
Right, do it, yes. So we've got about a minute and a half. If you were president today, what is the first thing you would do?
If I were president, what is the first thing I would do? I would world peace. I'll work on world peace. But you know, with COVID, making sure that everybody is safe.
Okay.
Making sure that everybody
if it was
is safe.
Today.
Yes, today.
Yes. And in general, it would be world peace.
Yeah.
Great. Do you have a hero?
My mom.
Okay.
My mom.
That goes without without explaining after you mentioned about, you know, how great of a mom you had and how she taught you that education was very, very important. And she was there and loved you.
And she led by example. There is nothing that my mom, she did it. And if she did it, I know I could.
Okay, so moms, you can be a hero now. Yeah, you could see it yourself as a hero in your child's psychic. So, and Miss Jennifer gave some great pointers about how to be a great mom. And we're all mothers or grandmothers out there, or even just people in the neighborhood that know children. You really can be a mom. I have children that call me mom, and I have no blood between them and I. I had a young man just yesterday say, well, you're supposed to be one of my moms, you know, something we were going through.
Yes.
So thank you, Miss Jennifer, for coming on. We so appreciate you, and we congratulate you on your coming into the school board and becoming a school board member. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we would love to have you back at another time where we can talk a little more.
Thank you. I'd love that.
All right. Thank you so much for becoming a guest for us. And thank you for turning into the Speakers Bureau today. I hope that you heard some things that have encouraged and inspired you. Ms. Jennifer definitely brought out pointers to success. You know, she had a very strong family unit, and to the point where they were poor, but they didn't know they were poor, you know? So make sure you use what you have today in your life to propel you to become what you want to be in life. Have a great day, and see you again next time.